Hey there, welcome back. Today, we're diving into the jaw-dropping stories of famous icons who soared to stardom, only to fall from grace and end up behind bars. From red carpets to prison cells, these tales reveal the shocking twists of fate that turned their lives upside down. Stick around as we uncover the struggles, scandals, and hard lessons behind their dramatic downfalls. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready for this eye-opening journey into the darker side of fame. Jim Gordon, a celebrated drummer renowned for his work with Eric Clapton and Alice Cooper, lived a life marked by both musical acclaim and deep personal struggles. Beneath the surface of his success, Gordon battled undiagnosed schizophrenia, plagued by auditory hallucinations that included the voice of his mother. His attempts to seek help were met with misdiagnoses, often attributed to alcoholism, leaving his mental health to deteriorate. In 1983, under the grip of severe psychosis, Gordon succumbed to the voices that tormented him. In a tragic and uncontrollable episode, he fatally attacked his mother, an act that shocked both the music world and the public. This heartbreaking turn of events highlighted the devastating impact of untreated mental illness and the urgent need for better understanding and support for those suffering from severe psychological disorders. Arrested in 1983, Jim Gordon was finally diagnosed with schizophrenia, a condition that explained the torment he had endured for years. He was initially sentenced to 16 years in prison, but his ongoing mental health challenges and the risk he posed to society led to his continued incarceration. Gordon's story underscores the profound complexities of mental illness and the tragic consequences of untreated conditions. While his contributions to music remain significant, his life serves as a poignant reminder of the silent battles many face and the urgent need for greater awareness, understanding, and resources to address mental health issues. For decades, Bill Cosby was revered as a cultural icon, celebrated for his groundbreaking contributions to entertainment. His career encompassed stand-up comedy, television, books, and film, cementing a legacy that appeared unshakable. Born in Philadelphia in 1937, Cosby was raised in a working-class household and developed his knack for humor early on as a way to connect with those around him. After serving in the Navy and pursuing studies at Temple University, he discovered his passion for comedy. By the early 1960s, Cosby had become a household name, captivating audiences with his relatable, family-centered humor and stories of shared human experiences. In 1965, Bill Cosby shattered racial barriers by becoming the first black actor to star in a primetime TV drama, I Spy, a role that earned him 3 consecutive Emmy Awards. His success in this groundbreaking series paved the way for future generations of black actors in television. In the 1970s, Cosby continued his rise with the beloved animated series Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, which imparted valuable life lessons to children and reinforced his status as a cultural icon. In 1984, The Cosby Show debuted, portraying the Huxtable family as an ideal black household. The show resonated with audiences across racial and cultural lines, becoming one of the most watched programs of the decade. Its success earned Cosby the affectionate title of America's Dad, cementing his place in entertainment history as a symbol of positivity, family values, and progress. Despite his image as a symbol of family values, a dark secret loomed behind Bill Cosby's public persona. Allegations of sexual assault dated back to the 1960s but were largely dismissed. overshadowed by his immense power and influence. The first public accusation surfaced in 2005 when Andrea Constand, a Temple University employee, accused Cosby of drugging and assaulting her. Although the case was settled out of court, it marked the beginning of a reckoning. In 2014, comedian Hannibal Buress reignited the controversy with a stand-up routine that called Cosby a hypocrite and encouraged the public to examine the allegations. Buress's remarks went viral, sparking renewed scrutiny. Subsequently, more than 60 women came forward with similar accounts of being drugged and sexually assaulted by Cosby over several decades. These revelations shattered his carefully crafted image and led to widespread public outrage. Bill Cosby's legal troubles came to a head in 2015 when he was charged with aggravated sexual assault in Andrea Constand's case. His trial became a defining moment in the Me Too movement, symbolizing a long overdue reckoning for powerful men who had previously evaded accountability. In 2018, Cosby was convicted on 3 counts of aggravated sexual assault and sentenced to 10 years in prison. However, in 2021, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his conviction, citing a prior non-prosecution agreement, and Cosby was released after serving nearly 3 years. While legally freed, his reputation suffered irreversible damage. Once celebrated as a moral and cultural icon, Cosby's legacy now serves as a cautionary tale about the abuse of power and the necessity of holding even the most influential figures accountable. For years, Allison Mack built a reputation as a champion of women's empowerment while balancing a successful acting career. Behind the scenes, however, she was entangled in a dark and disturbing reality. In 2018, the FBI exposed her deep involvement in a sex trafficking and forced labor scheme linked to Dios, Dominus Obsequious Sororium, a secretive faction within the NXIVM cult. Under the guise of mentorship, women were recruited, branded, and coerced into submission under the control of the group's leader, Keith Raniere. After her arrest, Mack pleaded guilty to conspiracy and extortion, cooperating with authorities to dismantle the organization and bring its leaders to justice. Her testimony played a crucial role in securing Raniere's 120-year prison sentence, and in exchange, she received a reduced sentence. However, her early release in July 2023 sparked public outrage, reigniting debates on accountability and the justice system's handling of high-profile cases. Mack's downfall remains a chilling reminder of the devastating impact of manipulation, power abuse, and the long road to justice for survivors. Adidja Palmer, better known as Vybz Kartel, rose to international fame as a Jamaican reggae and dancehall icon. However, his career took a dramatic turn due to his involvement in a controversial case. Kartel was accused of orchestrating the murder of Clive "Lizard" Williams, allegedly in retaliation for the theft of a firearm Kartel believed Williams had taken. The case gained widespread attention, becoming one of the most publicized legal battles in Jamaica's history. This incident marked a pivotal and dark chapter in Kartel's life, overshadowing his once celebrated career. On December 29, 2011, Vybz Kartel was arrested and charged with drug possession and illegal firearms. While he was granted bail for these charges, he remained in custody due to his alleged involvement in the murder of Clive Williams. Kartel's trial experienced significant delays, including a 3-year postponement due to complications with jury selection. Eventually, on November 18, 2013, after one of Jamaica's longest trials, lasting 65 days, an 11-member jury found him guilty. Kartel was sentenced to life in prison, with eligibility for parole after serving 32 years and 6 months, making him eligible for consideration in 2046. This marked a defining moment in both his life and career, leaving a lasting impact on the dancehall community. R. Kelly's legal troubles began as far back as the 1990s, but it wasn't until 2021 that he faced formal indictment. Once a dominant force in the R&B industry during the early 2000s, his career was ultimately overshadowed by serious charges, including human trafficking and sexual abuse, for which he is now serving a prison sentence. The first major red flag appeared in 1994 when Kelly allegedly persuaded singer Aaliyah to falsify her birth certificate so they could marry while she was still a minor. This incident was the start of a decades-long series of allegations that culminated in his conviction, marking a dramatic fall from grace for the once celebrated artist. Over the years, disturbing allegations against R. Kelly continued to emerge, adding to his controversial history. In 1996, claims surfaced that he had physically harmed a woman. In 2002, videos allegedly showing Kelly engaging in inappropriate acts with minors became public, intensifying scrutiny. Authorities also seized a camera containing unsettling images, but despite the mounting evidence, charges were dismissed due to insufficient proof to secure a conviction at the time. These incidents foreshadowed the legal battles that would later dominate Kelly's life and ultimately lead to his downfall. The case against R. Kelly didn't stop with earlier allegations. He was later accused of holding multiple women in a harmful, controlling environment. As these accusations gained attention, numerous women courageously came forward, sharing their own experiences of abuse at his hands. These revelations led to his conviction on charges including racketeering and sex trafficking, culminating in a 30-year prison sentence handed down in June 2022. This marked a significant moment in holding him accountable for decades of alleged misconduct. The murder case of C. Murder, real name Corey Miller, garnered widespread attention in 2003 after the rapper was arrested for the killing of Stephen Thomas, a 16-year-old fan. The incident occurred during a rap battle in 2002, where a confrontation escalated after Thomas accidentally clashed with a member of C. Murder's entourage. The altercation tragically ended in Thomas's death. Since the incident, C. Murder has consistently maintained his innocence. Notably, 2 witnesses later testified that they were pressured by law enforcement to identify C. Murder as the perpetrator, casting doubt on the integrity of the investigation. This case continues to be a focal point of debate, raising questions about the criminal justice system and witness coercion. Darnell Jordan, a security guard who was present at the scene of the crime, later revealed that he had been arrested and detained until he agreed to testify against C. Murder. This testimony raised significant questions about the fairness of the case. In 2020, the case gained renewed attention when Kim Kardashian became involved, advocating for justice and working to uncover the truth behind the conviction. Despite her persistent efforts, C. Murder remains in prison, serving a life sentence. To secure his freedom, compelling new evidence would need to emerge, proving his innocence and identifying the true perpetrator of the tragic events that unfolded that night. Joe Sun, best known for his minor role in the first Austin Powers film, gained infamy not for his acting, but for his heinous crimes. His life unraveled with convictions for violent acts, including sexual assault and manslaughter. In 2011, he was found guilty of torturing and sexually assaulting a woman in Huntington Beach. While serving his sentence for that crime, Sun was further convicted of manslaughter following the death of his cellmate, Michael Graham. His case stands as a dark reminder of the shocking realities behind some public figures. Joe Sun's descent into criminal infamy began on Christmas Eve in 1990 with a chilling case of kidnapping, sexual assault, and death threats against a woman. Though he initially escaped justice, DNA evidence eventually tied him to the crime after a conviction for felony vandalism. Despite a brief brush with fame, his violent tendencies quickly eclipsed his career. His predatory actions led to a life of incarceration and ultimately his death behind bars. Joe Sun's story serves as a grim testament to the devastating and far-reaching effects of criminal behavior on victims, society, and the perpetrators themselves. Ryan Grantham, a 24-year-old actor known for his appearances in television and film, faced legal consequences following a tragic incident in 2020. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and received a life sentence, with no possibility of parole for 14 years. During the trial, the court reviewed the details of the case, which occurred on March 31, 2020, in Vancouver. Grantham acknowledged his actions and accepted responsibility, which led to his sentencing. This case has drawn attention to the importance of understanding and addressing the factors that can contribute to such incidents, emphasizing the need for awareness and prevention. The shocking details of Ryan Grantham's case extended beyond the initial crime. Following the tragic incident, Grantham loaded his car with firearms, ammunition, 12 Molotov cocktails, and camping supplies, intending to harm Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. However, he ultimately abandoned the plan and turned himself in to Vancouver police. Presiding Judge Kathleen Kerr referred to this decision as his saving grace. Psychiatric evaluations presented during the trial revealed that Grantham had been struggling with severe depression for months leading up to the incident. Reports indicated he expressed deep remorse, self-loathing, and thoughts of self-harm after the crime. According to findings shared in court, Grantham's actions were partly motivated by a desire to spare his mother from witnessing the violent plans he had been contemplating. This case has underscored the critical need for mental health awareness and intervention. In 2017, William Hayden, the former star of the reality TV show Sons of Guns, faced legal proceedings that brought significant attention to serious allegations against him. His public image began to falter in 2014, when accusations of inappropriate behavior and abuse emerged. These claims eventually led to his arrest and subsequent legal battles. During the trial, testimonies and evidence played a critical role in the case. Hayden was ultimately convicted on multiple charges and received a life sentence without the possibility of parole. This case underscored the importance of addressing allegations with diligence and ensuring that justice is served. It also highlighted the bravery of individuals who come forward to seek accountability, reflecting the strength and resilience required to face such challenging situations. Anand Singleton, better known as Big Lurch, was a rising star in the late 1990s hip-hop scene, but his promising career took a tragic and irreversible turn. After his debut album failed to gain traction, fate dealt him another cruel blow, a near-fatal accident caused by a drunk driver, leaving him with a broken neck. Struggling with unbearable pain and the weight of his career setbacks, he turned to PCP as an escape. What began as a desperate attempt to numb his suffering quickly spiraled into a full-blown addiction. Consumed by relentless drug use, he neglected his basic needs, stopped eating and drinking, and plunged into a nightmarish state of hallucinations and detachment from reality. While under the influence of PCP, rapper Big Lurch descended into a violent psychotic break, convinced that demonic forces lurked inside his 21-year-old female roommate's stomach. Standing at an imposing 6 feet 7 inches, he unleashed a brutal and fatal attack, driven by the nightmarish delusions brought on by the drug. When authorities arrived, they found him dazed, incoherent, and seemingly detached from the gruesome reality of his actions. Despite clear signs of psychosis, his insanity defense was rejected in court, as his voluntary drug use was deemed a key factor in the crime. In November 2003, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, marking a chilling end to a once promising career and a harrowing reminder of the devastating impact of substance abuse. Tay-K, once celebrated as one of hip-hop's most promising young stars, saw his rapid rise eclipsed by his own actions. In 2017, his breakout hit "The Race" skyrocketed up the Billboard Hot 100, gaining massive traction. However, the song's success came with a dark reality. He was a fugitive, actively evading law enforcement. After 3 months on the run, authorities captured him, linking him to a deadly robbery. Despite his undeniable talent and potential, his choices led to a 55-year prison sentence, cutting short what could have been a groundbreaking career and serving as a stark reminder of the consequences of life on the wrong path. In 2016, Tay-K was involved in a home invasion that led to the tragic death of Ethan Walker. What started as a plan to rob a drug dealer and his friends spiraled into violence with irreversible consequences. Placed under house arrest for his role, he defied the system by cutting off his ankle monitor and fleeing. Instead of laying low, he brazenly taunted authorities on Twitter, daring them to catch him. During his 3-month run, he dropped "The Race," a track that went viral and cemented his notoriety. But his rebellion was short-lived. His capture and subsequent conviction brought his once promising career to an abrupt and irreversible halt. While on the run, Tay-K's legal troubles took an even darker turn when he was involved in a fatal robbery outside a Chick-fil-A in Texas. Adding to his crimes, he also assaulted and robbed a 65-year-old man who later helped authorities track him down. These reckless actions only worsened his already dire circumstances, ensuring his downfall. In custody since 2017, Tay-K is now serving a lengthy prison sentence, with no chance of parole for at least 27.5 years, an abrupt and tragic end to a once promising future. Austin Jones gained popularity on YouTube with his singing videos, including covers and original songs, amassing over 500,000 subscribers and millions of views. However, his rising career faced a significant setback in 2015 when he abruptly canceled his participation in the Vans Warped Tour. Shortly after, Jones posted a YouTube video addressing allegations against him, acknowledging his actions and expressing remorse. This marked the beginning of a series of events that would overshadow his musical success and reshape public perception of the once popular YouTuber. On June 9, 2017, authorities executed a search warrant at Austin Jones's home, issued by a U.S. federal judge. That same day, Jones was arrested at O'Hare International Airport. Following a thorough investigation, he was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison on May 3, 2019. The investigation revealed disturbing details, including attempts by others to conceal his misconduct. In response to the case, Jones's YouTube channel was permanently removed, marking a decisive end to his online presence and career. Colin Rashad Walker exemplifies the dark side of power and manipulation in the digital era. Leveraging his fame and social media influence, he targeted vulnerable young women, crafting a deceptive image of care and emotional support to earn their trust. Walker used the admiration of his followers as a tool to exploit them, hiding predatory intentions behind a facade of authenticity. His actions highlight the dangers of online fame, exposing the potential for abuse and manipulation behind seemingly genuine interactions, and serve as a stark warning about the hidden risks of trusting those with significant influence. Walker's 50-year prison sentence marks a significant milestone in the pursuit of justice for sexual assault victims, emphasizing the importance of holding offenders accountable. This case underscores the critical need to advocate for victims' rights and implement stronger protective measures to safeguard vulnerable individuals. It serves as a powerful reminder to society and the legal system of the ongoing fight to ensure justice, creating spaces where victims feel supported, protected, and empowered to come forward. Walker's conviction highlights the necessity of addressing abuse with unwavering seriousness and commitment to prevention. R.O.T.T.I.N.G, 39, and her husband, Victor Mark, 59, were recently found guilty at Nottingham Crown Court in the UK on multiple charges. The incidents occurred between 2005 and 2008 and involved a victim who was underage at the time. Reports from court proceedings revealed troubling details, with the victim identified as A, sharing experiences of coercion and intimidation that left them feeling unable to seek help. This case sheds light on the importance of protecting vulnerable individuals and ensuring justice is served in such situations. Victor Mark also faces 4 additional charges following allegations from another woman who reported sexual abuse by him between 2002 and 2003, when she was under 18. Senior Investigation Officer Parander Dhillon commended the bravery of both victims, expressing hope that the sentencing would provide them with some measure of comfort. He further highlighted the case as a crucial reminder of the importance of accountability and a lesson for others about the consequences of such actions. Amy Locane, a prominent actress from the 1990s, saw her career overshadowed by a tragic incident in June 2010. After drinking at a BBQ party, she chose to drive home intoxicated, reaching speeds of 53 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. Her reckless driving led to a fatal collision with Fred Seaman's car as he was pulling into his driveway. While Fred survived, his wife, Helen, lost her life in the crash. Amy's blood alcohol level was found to be 3 times the legal limit. Her initial 3-year sentence drew widespread criticism for its perceived leniency. In 2019, the case was revisited, and her sentence was extended to 5 years, followed by an appeal that increased it further to 8 years for vehicular manslaughter. With just 1 year remaining before she becomes eligible for parole, Amy is now awaiting a clemency review. Toby Willis, once celebrated as the patriarch of the talented Willis clan from the TLC show, became the center of a shocking scandal. The family, known for their musical abilities, charmed audiences nationwide and even reached the quarterfinals of America's Got Talent in 2014, earning praise and admiration. However, The idyllic image of the Willis family was shattered when troubling revelations about Toby Willis came to light, casting a dark shadow over their story. But few were aware of the dark truth hidden behind the image of the Willis family, a secret that could have destroyed their entire reputation. Beneath the warm and loving facade of the family lay a horrifying reality. Toby Willis was, in fact, an unlawful sexual predator, targeting 4 girls, including his 3 daughters and a relative, while they were under the age of 18. In 2016, serious allegations against Toby Willis surfaced when a victim came forward to report misconduct to the authorities. Following an investigation, Toby Willis was arrested and faced charges. In 2017, he pleaded guilty to multiple offenses, resulting in a 40-year prison sentence. Additionally, he was required to register as a sex offender for life. This case marked a significant turning point for his family, profoundly affecting their lives and public image. Before achieving fame with hits like Pick Up the Phone and Lifestyle, Young Thug was allegedly connected to various gang-related activities. On May 9, 2022, he was arrested on conspiracy and gang-related charges stemming from incidents dating back to 2013. Among the 56 charges against him, one notably links him to the rental of an Infiniti Q50 sedan, which was reportedly used in the murder of rival gang member Donovan Thomas Jr. These allegations have cast a shadow over his career, making the case a high-profile legal battle. In addition to conspiracy and gang-related charges, Young Thug faced further allegations following a police raid on his home. Authorities charged him with possession of controlled substances with intent to distribute and discovered multiple dangerous weapons, including sawed-off shotguns and rifles. Additional gang-related charges were subsequently added to his case. Young Thug is linked to the YSL Street Gang, with 27 other alleged members also facing criminal charges. Currently in custody, his trial was scheduled for January 9, 2023. If convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison, marking a pivotal moment in the high-profile case. Danny Masterson's life is a stark example of the highs and lows of fame. Born in Long Island, New York in 1976, he rose to prominence as Stephen Hyde on the popular sitcom That 70s Show, where his portrayal of the enigmatic character won widespread acclaim. However, his career and reputation faced a dramatic downfall in the mid-2010s when serious allegations of sexual assault emerged. The situation escalated in June 2020 when Masterson was formally charged with 3 counts of sexual assault, marking a significant and shocking turn in his life and career. The public legal battle surrounding Danny Masterson has significantly overshadowed both his personal and professional life. The fallout was immediate, with his talent agency cutting ties and distancing him from an industry that once celebrated him. As of 2023, at age 47, Masterson remains entangled in legal uncertainty. The intense public scrutiny of his case underscores the complex interplay of fame, power, and accountability within the entertainment world. Whatever the outcome, it will undoubtedly shape his future and leave a lasting imprint on his career and personal legacy. Harvey Weinstein, once a towering figure in Hollywood and the producer of iconic films like Pulp Fiction and The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, saw his career unravel in 2017 when investigative reports from the New York Times and the New Yorker exposed widespread allegations of sexual misconduct. Dozens of women bravely came forward detailing how Weinstein used his position of power to exploit and coerce them. Despite his efforts to suppress these accounts, their stories ignited a global conversation on abuse in the entertainment industry. Weinstein's first trial in Manhattan began in January 2020, culminating in a conviction for third-degree rape and first-degree criminal sexual assault by February. He was sentenced to 23 years in prison. His legal woes continued in Los Angeles, where a separate trial resulted in an additional 16-year sentence. Weinstein's dramatic downfall became a watershed moment for the Me Too movement, exposing systemic abuse in Hollywood and holding a once untouchable figure accountable for his actions. Jen Shah, a prominent figure from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, was at the center of a massive fraud scheme that exploited the elderly and vulnerable. Starting in 2012, she and her assistant, Stuart Smith, ran a telemarketing operation that targeted seniors by selling fake products and services. Victims were misled into purchasing bogus courses and service packages, believing they would improve their finances or grow their businesses, only to be left defrauded. The scheme relied on manipulative tactics, using telemarketing and media to project a false sense of legitimacy. It operated for years until 2021, when an FBI investigation led to the arrest of Jen Shah and Stuart Smith. Both were charged with wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Initially, Shah denied the allegations, but in 2022, she pled guilty, acknowledging her role in the fraudulent activities. She was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison for wire fraud. Her case is a stark reminder of the consequences of exploiting vulnerable individuals, proving that fame does not shield one from accountability. For years, Zach Avery, an aspiring actor, orchestrated an elaborate scheme, deceiving not just friends and family, but also major investors. He convinced them he could deliver significant profits through lucrative movie deals, claiming partnerships with major platforms like Netflix and HBO. These promises, however, were nothing but fabrications designed to swindle millions of dollars. When the truth came out, his victims discovered the projects he had touted were entirely fictitious. Zach Avery's transformation from an actor to a cunning con artist ultimately led to his downfall, exposing the fraudulent empire he had built on lies. In reality, Zach Avery was operating a Ponzi scheme, using money from new investors to cover old debts while perpetuating his web of lies and false promises. Eventually, the scheme unraveled, and he was sentenced to 20 years in prison and ordered to repay over $230 million to his defrauded victims. His dramatic fall from grace serves as a sobering reminder of the consequences of pursuing success through deception. Zach's story reverberated through Hollywood, standing as a stark warning about the critical importance of integrity and ethical behavior in the pursuit of ambition. Drew Drexel, a prominent champion of NBC's American Ninja Warrior, became the subject of serious legal allegations involving inappropriate conduct with a young woman in New Jersey. The case surfaced in June 2019 when the victim came forward, recounting troubling details about their relationship. Prosecutors allege the relationship began in 2014, escalating to illegal acts in 2015. Reports suggest the two met at Drexel's gym in Connecticut, with incidents occurring in various locations, including New Jersey. Additional allegations include claims of inappropriate online interactions and possession of explicit material. Drexel now faces charges such as the production of child pornography and traveling with intent to engage in illegal sexual activity. Despite proclaiming his innocence, the case has profoundly impacted his reputation and career. As legal proceedings unfold, this situation underscores the complexities of addressing allegations and the significant consequences that can follow in such high-profile cases. Thanks for tuning in to today's video about the stars who are now paying the price behind bars. We hope these stories have offered you a better understanding of their struggles and how their lives have taken dramatic turns. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming content. See you next time.